We're gonna do a walk and talk video today about how to get money in Argentina and the Argentine economy. Ooh, look at those mountains. Yep, the ADHD starts kicking in immediately once this camera starts rolling. And it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop when it goes off either. So I do see we're going to go off on some tangential thought process here, which is okay because I've got some things that need to be said here. So if you look at the mountains, you can see that they are starting to get hazy. And you can also see, hopefully, you can see that the clouds are, these clouds have been here since this morning. It's now the afternoon. They're not as thick, as blatant, as obvious puppies as the chemtrails in the United States, but these clouds do look suspicious here. My goal is to actually get eyes on. I've spoken with some people out here who say, well, one person who knows what I'm talking about said that he doesn't really see a lot of chemtrails. He sees some, but not a lot. Out here in Bariloche. So, if they are here, which I have not been able to obtain proof positive yet, if they are here, they're definitely not as bad as in the United States, at least the part of the United States I'm in. It always comes and goes in cycles, so they'll hammer us for a couple weeks, and then they will pull back. But okay, looks like we got some questions here on what we're doing. So that seems to be the cycle. And not being able to see the distant mountains clearly is a red flag for me. If I could actually get on video a plane dumping chemicals into the atmosphere, then that will be my mission and my goal. If you could look at the flight paths, I mean, we're so far down south by the Antarctic, maybe a couple hundred miles north of Tierra del Fuego, which is basically where you go to live with penguins and ice. So we're so far down south that with relation to the entire globe that there's no planes, there's no traffic, and it's a peninsula. So every plane that I've seen so far leave this place always has the same flight pattern. They take off, and these are commercial flights. They'll take off and they do a giant loop, and then they start climbing. And obviously they're not dumping chemtrails that low. So I guess the conclusion where I'm at with this so far is that if they exist here, they're doing it much more quietly, because maybe they're doing it at night, and then that's probably what happens, is they're doing it at night. So I'm gonna have to get up. Look at normal clouds right here. Whoa. Okay. So I think that's enough on that rant. So now let's talk about what we need to do to prepare to get money out here, because I cannot believe it. I thought I was good to go. I thought getting money out here was gonna be super easy. Western Union. I go to all the Argentine Facebook expatriate websites. I scroll through there and everyone says, oh, just Western Union. Ah, Western Union. Well, guess what? Western Union takes to get your money. I'll say that again very slowly. Western Union takes 6 days to get your cash. Now, it's not nowhere in the forums, nowhere on their website, nowhere just even talking to people have I even heard that it takes 6 freaking days to get money. Oh, just Western Union it. And then after you've been sleeping out in the freezing bus stops for 6 days and haven't eaten anything, then maybe you can eat. So, yeah, screw Western Union, screw 6 days, screw the banking system. They're intentionally delaying this money. It does not take 6 days to transfer money anywhere. I think this is just another ploy to justify going all digital money, which, as we all know, unless you're a useful idiot, if you're a useful idiot, you're probably not watching this channel anyway. So it doesn't take that long to transfer money anywhere. I could do XRP and I could transfer that money, which XRP is bad. I could transfer that money in, I don't know, 3 seconds and anywhere in the world. But then you have to deal with having XRP. So from wallet to wallet with XRP takes 3 seconds max. XRP is lightning fast, but it's centralized, which means you rule it out. Nah, screw it. Don't use it. You must use Bitcoin, period. But before we talk about Bitcoin, let's talk about what I've tried. Oh, let's talk about more of the economy. Oh God, that's the biggest woman I've seen in Argentina. They do not look like this, I promise you. Okay, so this is the current economic situation. One is people, they don't hold Argentine pesos. They don't hold Argentine pesos because the inflation rate is just exorbitant. So you have 1,000 Argentine pesos, and in a month it loses 20% of its value. So what they do is they will give you pesos for immediate use around town, but they'll take your dollars, and they want $100 bills, $100 bills. So let's talk about the transaction rates. Well, what they do with the dollar bills is they literally bury it somewhere. And unfortunately, what they don't know is that the dollar is being destroyed as well. I don't say, oh, it's being eroded. I don't say inflation, because that implies that this is a natural occurrence and it just happens and it doesn't stop. That is false. Not every fiat has to fail, but our fiat, the USD, is being forced into failure by us starting stupid wars, which is just a money printing scheme. So the politicians, with their hands out, just say, hey, look, Ukraine, we're gonna push all this money to you, trillions and trillions, $1 trillion printed every 30 days, $1 trillion. Look at the national debt clock. You think we're ever gonna pay that back? It's intentionally being driven in the ground. There are no plans to pay this money back. The plan is to default to the rest of the world. In exchange, the few politicians, mainly the left, you stupid idiots, mainly the left, will have enough money sooner than all of us. So they could go buy the assets, and then as soon as they crash the system and the dollar becomes worthless, they'll have everything they want. Mark Zuckerberg, Oprah Winfrey, they'll already have the mansions and the food and whatever they want. So what they're doing is they want $100 bills, and then they put it in a safe and they just stash it somewhere. So it's a temporary fix that they've found actually works better than holding inflation. All money in the world is going through inflation. And when I say all money, off fiat, so cash. Not to include Bitcoin or physical gold, physical silver. All right. Okay. What was the next topic I wanted to talk about here? So let's see. They'll take out dollars. Yeah. So basically, the dollar is still being inflated, but it's not being inflated as quickly as the Argentine pesos. 20% in a month is pretty crazy. Oh, large scale economics. So I spoke 2 nights ago with a Argentine professor de la universidad. So on economics. This was an economic professor, and he taught on economics. And I said, wow, how freaking lucky I just got to find an economic professor. And I did not hold back at all. I grilled his stupid green hair, septal nose piercing, he was a leftist. He was the mind virus in person. He believed in communism, essentially totalitarian, and he had no fucking clue what he was talking about. So I grilled him on so many questions. I said, look, there's, I think, 12 principles of money, or maybe 10 or something like that. For example, it needs to be universally accepted, portable, divisible, fungible, and there's a couple other necessities. So me, not having a background in finance, I quizzed him about this, not having an official background in finance. I'm very, very financially savvy. And that's how I made most of my money, is a combination of studying local finance. Oh, great. A combination of studying finance and politics, because now they are absolutely inseparable. So, okay, maybe. All right, what the hell? So, through studying finance and studying politics, I knew the truth, and I got the equation correct. Basically, as soon as Trump got in, I knew this guy was going to absolutely crush it. And as soon as he started crushing, and I verified that the trend was to crush, I started buying real estate. And now that Biden's in, he's completely destroyed everything. And if you think the stock market and real estate prices are truly worth what you see on Zillow, blah, blah, you're being lied to. They are lying to you. And then what you're gonna see is called the greatest economic rug pull of all times to ever have existed in the history of known mankind. So I grilled this guy. I just put him behind my economic machine gun, and he had no answer besides literally saying, "You're mean. You're mean." Going back, I don't give a shit how mean you are. Tell me what you know about money. And the truth was, he gargled the same liberal bullshit talking points. I tried everything, man. I tried being nice, pretty please, using all my niceties and best smile, and nothing. The guy didn't want to educate me about the truth because he didn't know the truth. So the economic professors out here are woke, and it's a mind virus that's infected the entire world. I cannot believe it's all the way down here. But so let's see, what else do I got? So okay, Western Union sucks. So what you need to do before leaving the United States, preferably, is one, make sure you call your cellular provider and make sure that they know you're going to leave the country, and figure out if they're going to get charged extra. I, having a military background, didn't have to pay anything extra, and I got to be able to talk for free anywhere in the world, which is a bonus. Two, you call your credit card companies: Visa, Discover, MasterCard, American Express. The four big ones. Let them know, hey, I'm outside of the country. Please don't put stop payments. Because mainly what they'll do is they'll say, hey, fraud alert, and then all your transactions will be denied. So once they confirm you're out of the country, then you can make payments. If you pay with tarjeta de crédito, you're gonna get hit with an extra fee. So I got triple penetrated here. Just not being as prepared as I should have been. So most of the credit cards will charge you a foreign transaction fee if you use the credit card, and then the local Argentinians will charge you a fee to use a credit card. And on top of it, prices, today is July 10th, and in addition, from around July 10th to August 1st is when their most busiest time of the year is. So they jack up prices like another 25%. So I got hit really hard, but for education, that's the price you pay sometimes. I could only get these answers by actually coming out here and visiting the country before I actually pull the trigger and move to this country. So we talked about Western Union, the banks. Let's talk about the banks out here. So insider information, I've been very fortunate to have a very good friend out here, good contact, Emiliano. He told me that, hey, nobody out here has money in the bank, because 2 times they've conducted what's called a bail-in, where the bankers, they just take your money, close down shop, and say, what are you going to do about it? Basically. So nobody has any money in the banks out here. Now, in the United States, we've also had bail-ins, possibly twice, I can't remember, where they just, they take your money and they give you a certificate of stock or something, where in exchange they say, here, we stole your 100,000 and we're gonna give you 100,000 worth of bank stock. And all you people in the United States who think your money's safe in the bank, you're wrong. They're gonna take it. They're gonna take it all. Oh, it's FDIC insured up to 250, blah, 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 blah. Nope. Nope. As soon as all the banks fail, except for one, the bank which is run by the government, as soon as they all fail, you will have nothing. You will get nothing. And yes, there will be riots in the streets. And there will be blood. So, bail-ins. We've had bank bail-ins, I think, twice. So, where can you put your money that's safe? Physical gold, physical silver, and Bitcoin. Physical, meaning it's in your hand. And Bitcoin, what the hell? We just go? Okay. And Bitcoin, meanings you have your 24-word key phrase and no one else has it. If you don't have any of those things, you don't have shit. I'm just gonna wait. Look at that little guy. All right. No money in the banks. Physical gold, physical silver. Bitcoin. Okay. Let's talk about Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin is a very elusive animal to chase down out here. You cannot pay for any governmental services with direct use of Bitcoin. I cannot take Bitcoin from my hard wallet and pay taxes. Okay? The only way that I see that I could use Bitcoin out here is I literally when you bring your physical dollars, and then we'll talk about the exchange rate too. When you bring your physical dollars from the United States, bring $100 bills. I thought incorrectly, and this cost me probably $100. I thought incorrectly that smaller denominations were gonna be more desirable, but it turns out that $100 bills are much more desired. Why? I have no freaking clue. I haven't been able to find that out yet. I think it physically takes up less storage space. Yeah, like if you have your life savings in US dollars, it's better to have hundreds because you don't have to hide 5 times that volume with 20s. So bring $100 bills. And now let's talk about a couple things. So when you're walking down the streets, you've probably heard it already. Shit, you think I'm walking up this? Hell no. Okay. All right. We'll go to this, and then we're gonna turn around because I'm just gonna be out of breath freaking talking on this thing. Okay. When you walk down the street in the Centro de Comercial, down this town, it's like one street. There's the big place. They all say cambio, which means I'll trade your dollars for pesos, in which you can then use in the local economy to buy your goods and services. So, all right. Cambio. When you say cambio, you give them your dollars. Now the exchange rates. So if you have 20s, then you will get currently 1,200 pesos. If you have hundreds, they'll give you 1,300 pesos. So that's extra $10. So I've burnt $1,000 out here so far, all in 20s. So I've lost about $200. I'd say $100 worth of spending power, whatever that conversion is. That's what I've lost. Now, there's many people with their hands in the pot here when you try to exchange physical dollars for physical Argentine pesos in Argentina. One way to eliminate some of the middlemen is to, I hate to say this, man, Western Union. For every $100, you'll get 1,350 pesos. So that's an extra savings. So as much as I hate Western Union, I'm so mad at them. Just being financially savvy that's probably the best way to go. But I don't know. When you go to pick up that money, they probably take a slice of the pie, and it probably works out all the same. So you'll probably get an exchange rate of, for every 100 you get 1,300 pesos. Man, I know this is boring, but it's important. Okay. And then Bitcoin, the way you utilize Bitcoin is when you go to the guys that say cambio, you say, hey, Bitcoin, and then, man, they'll take you back to a secret laboratory, and maybe you'll be able to exchange Bitcoin. I haven't done it yet, and I know that I should. I know that I must. But, this is going to be a part of my homework. So what is the exchange rate going to be? Well, Bitcoin is the wild, wild west of the new decentralized finance, which means that you're going to have to barter for your own price. The competition is very low. So you have exclusive ownership. So if you are somebody down here, which actually might not be a bad business deal, if you're down here and you need Bitcoin, I've only seen one person so far that actually knew a guy who said he could hook me up with exchanging Bitcoin for Argentine pesos. Puppies! Oh, did somebody put a leash on you and you lost? Oh, these are the happiest damn homeless dogs I've ever seen. All right. So there's rumor that there is a place, maybe it's a business, maybe it's government, where you can exchange your Bitcoin for pesos. I'm gonna try and follow up on that and see if I could get the name of this place, and I'm gonna do some more research to try and figure out if this place is just rumored or it exists, because I learned of this location from a friend of a friend out here, some guy, Emiliano. Man, the guy's a lifesaver. So I need to do some more research to find out if we could actually do this. But the people who know will likely start coming down here, just like those Aussies, those Australians I met. They likely will, people such as that, the smart ones, will know that finance is collapsing around the entire world, and they're gonna start to egress from their country, and they're gonna bring their net worth, and the safest way to bring that is gonna be Bitcoin or physical gold or physical silver. But even then, Mark Gammon with Rebel Capitalist tried to exchange Bitcoin and physical gold and physical silver, and he took such a hit with the conversion that it wasn't any longer considered a true store of value, because the market was just so, like I said, there wasn't a lot of people who are willing to accept gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So therefore, they could ask any price. And if you're desperate enough, they will get that price. All right. So what do I owe you? I owe you the name of this this place, which may or may not actually convert Bitcoin to Argentine pesos or USD or whatever. I owe you that. I'm gonna look it up, and then okay, thank you for not killing me. I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna put it in the description, the name of this place, and I'm gonna have to go and try and find it. So let's see what we got here.